Hey guys, it's been a while since I made a video. It's been really nasty outside and haven't been able to get out and run anything recently. But this morning it's extremely beautiful out, as you can see. It's very beautiful. And there goes my girl. Take her horse for a ride. But I picked up this new project here. And I got it off a Facebook Marketplace locally for a pretty good price. In the description they said that the rear end was locked up on it and they weren't sure why. I mean, they obviously didn't take a look inside of it to see what was going on, but as you can see, it's a Traxxas UDR. It's in used condition. It's not horrible, but it was used, you know. That body's got some cracks here and there. I'll fix those up with the mesh tape and the shoe goo. Overall, I touched it up with some white paint on the inside to make it look a little better. I think it looks pretty good. So that's not really a concern. That'll be fine. It was 100% completely covered in mud and muck. Nothing a little hose off couldn't handle. Some of the screws are rusty, but you know, that comes with any used thing that's been running water. It's got a couple of upgrades. Both the trailing arms and the links were upgraded to something a little more beefy than what came stock. And as you can see, I've already taken it apart to investigate what was wrong. All the parts have been ordered. I got some new drive output drives. These ones, I don't know if you can see it on video, but they're starting to wear out pretty good in there. So ordered a set of those, ordered all the parts when I found out what was the issue. So the issue was a bearing had given out. Actually, the other bearing that was opposite this one had blown up basically, and it was inside of this spot here, and it completely shattered. There were tiny balls and little pieces of the shield all over the place, and it had gotten into all the planetary gears. And I don't know if we can see this or not, but you can actually see the little puck marks where the balls had been crushed in between all the gears as this thing ran around itself. And eventually enough got in there. You can actually still see some right there, two of them still in this gear. Eventually enough of them got in there where it actually locked the entire differential up and blew this ring gear into 3 pieces. And that being said, all those issues were the reason why the rear end was locked up. This rear end gear, this ring gear, looks like it's in good shape. I don't see any evidence of anything getting into it, so I'm just going to go ahead and reuse that one. But I reordered the planetary gears, the shaft gear, the ring gear. I ordered a new housing just because this one here looks like that bearing might have locked up and been spinning inside of there on its own. So it looks a little cut up inside of there, so I'm going to replace that one also. Everything else was in fairly good shape. I cleaned everything up. Everything cleaned up nice. I cleaned out as much of the grease as I can. I'll probably wipe this out one more time with a paper towel. Just get the rest of the grease out of it. Just make sure there's no extra metal in there. You don't want to go ahead and put all brand new gears inside of this stuff if there's any chance of a piece of metal being left over inside of there. You're just going to end up with a whole nother issue on your own. See, the other thing I discovered when I was taking everything apart was, well, like I said, he was definitely running it in water and mud and having a blast with it. I mean, I run some of mine in the snow and a little bit of moisture. I don't full-blown submerge any of my RCs just because cleanup can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I also don't like things getting rusty and replacing bearings constantly, so that's just my choice. But every one of these tires was completely full of water and mud, and it was, I mean, these tires weighed close to a pound a piece, if not more than that. They were heavy. So I took them and I put them in my toaster oven, 350, 375 degrees, I think it was. I baked them for about 20 minutes each tire, and that releases the CA glue. And I was able to go ahead and remove the wheel and remove all the dirt and foam from the inside, which the foam had completely deteriorated because of the water. They were no good whatsoever, so I ended up having to throw those away. But as you can see, they come off pretty easy when you bake them. Maybe I'll do a little video about that at some point. I'm sure they're out there. But so I took the two that come with the truck that are mounted to the back, that are actual running tires. I'm just going to reuse those. That's going to save me a little bit of money on this build. And then I'm going to take the two best ones out of the four that came off the truck, and I'm going to put them back together. It doesn't take much to put them back together. Putting them back together is very easy. I'm going to just take these two that are the worst ones, and I'm just going to remount them. I'm going to glue them back on. I'm just going to remount them back here where they belong, and that'll look fine. It's all for good looks. These ones here, I cleaned up this one already. Just take a dull knife and just kind of scrape away any of the loose glue that's left over. Pick at it a little bit here and there, and you get all that loose glue back off of there. Same thing with the tire. Just kind of scrape it along and get as much of that old glue as you can off. Get it back down to the original rubber. You don't want to use anything too sharp or you'll end up cutting it. We don't want to cut this, that's for sure. Do a little bit of work inside the rim, inside the wheel, inside this little area, on the back side, obviously. Get it all cleaned up nice. I had a set of foams laying around. They appear that they're going to fit in here nicely. Yeah, that way I don't have to even spend some money buying new foams. These, I think if I squish it in there just the right way, this foam will work out just fine inside of this tire. So I push this in there, through there. I'll be able to re-glue this back on, and I should be able to run these with no problem whatsoever. Very happy with the way they came out. This is before I glue it. I'll wipe it all down with some alcohol wipes, clean it up a little better, get them re-glued, strap them, they're good to go. All the rest of the parts were in pretty good condition. I mean, it's got bumps and scrapes. You obviously ran it without the body on it a couple of times, but I paid $350 for it. It's got everything. It's ready to run. The ESC is there. The motor is there. I think I spent $53 on all the parts to get it back up and running. And I'm happy with that for a almost $700 truck. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. I think that's about it. Parts should come in next couple of days. Maybe I'll make a video about putting it all back together. Maybe I won't. I don't know, we'll see. But I think that's it for now. I think I'll go charge up some batteries and make a good video. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe as usual. Yeah, maybe share my channel with a couple of friends if you don't mind. I'd appreciate that. All right, guys. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.